Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the When in Seoul podcast. Danny Cho here with Bobby Choi. This episode, we're going to talk about staying in shape, which is kind of funny because I am not in great shape. Well, I am a shape. I'm a circle.
Well, you're doing much better than you used to.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely was a fatter person. Now,
you've lost a lot of weight since you moved to Seoul.
I'm still fat, but, you know, you don't have to say right there. You're a jerk.
I wouldn't say you're overweight, though. Oh, wait, I take that back.
Man, I can't curse on this podcast, man. I would have went crazy on you right now. But yeah, I mean, you know, especially being in Seoul and in Korea, I feel like people are more conscious of their appearance.
Absolutely.
You know, not just talking about the plastic surgery or whatever, but it's a very stay in shape, stay healthy, stay fit culture, it seems like.
Yeah. I can only speak for the time I've been in Korea, but I've seen a lot of things change in that short amount of time. Like, for instance, when I first moved here, like CrossFit was not a thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that became popular and then more and more opened. I remember there was one location at one point, and now there's multiple locations and most people know what it is.
Yeah.
In general, Koreans, I would say, don't have an obesity problem.
In general,
yeah. Like, definitely, when you think about the States, it really is a big problem. And so when you come to Korea, you don't see as many obese people.
Yeah, I mean,
on a day-to-day basis.
If I see anyone bigger than me, and I'm like, man, you.
It's
like,
a double take.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, not, and I feel like that's me being in Korea for like 8 months now. Before, if I saw a person bigger than me, I wouldn't even bat an eye, right? But now it's like, because you know, in Korea, like their salesmanship is a little aggressive. You know what I mean? Like you know, and so like it's not a faux pas for them to kind of comment on your physique and then be like, hey, I have a product that'll change that for you. Like they're more aggressive about it. You know what I'm saying? Like
they're a little more honest too, because I remember a friend of mine. I was hanging out with her, and then a friend of hers, who was a guy, they hadn't seen each other in months. He straight up was like, hey, you gained weight.
Yeah.
You know, but like as a matter of fact, kind of like no problems with saying that.
Yeah.
But my friend was like, what? That's so rude, kind of in her mind. She told me afterwards she was so embarrassed. Yeah. But in Korea, maybe it's a little more honesty is okay.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I like people are more direct that way.
More direct,
you know. And so I've noticed that, and for me, like I lost weight not from the pressures of the Korean societal pressures. It was actually because I was on my way to see you. Yeah, you were at a cafe, and we were in Itaewon. And Itaewon, if you don't know, it's like the foreign district, so they have a lot of big and tall stores there, right? Yeah. Clothing stores. So I was walking down the street. I see the coffee shop that we were supposed to meet, and on the way there was about 5 or 6 big and tall stores, and everybody there, as I was passing them, they were like, "Hey, there's stuff that fits you here."
In English?
No, in Korean. They were like, "사장님 여기 들어오세요. 맞는 거 있어요, right?" And I said. Oh, what? Like you know, I was like, oh, am I? I mean, I know I'm fat, but like, So my goal was to lose weight so that they wouldn't solicit me no more.
That's funny.
It wasn't for health reasons or because you know I'm trying to get a girl or whatever. Like you know.
Well, I understand this because you know I go back home often enough to know the differences. Like for instance, like when I shop at like Uniqlo here. I'm a medium in Korea or a large. I fluctuate between medium or large here. But when I go back to the States, I am definitely a small.
Wow.
At every Uniqlo I go to, I always try on the small stuff. Which is great because in the States, all the small stuff is usually on sale.
They're trying to get rid of it.
I mean, here they don't even have XXX large, but they do in the States.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have double X large
right.
in the Uniqlo's here.
Right.
Actually, extra large, I don't even know. Maybe they do. I haven't.
You just don't
noticed,
get there. Yeah. I mean, it's a little tight on me, but I can wear a Uniqlo large in Korea. Mm-hmm. You know, but usually an XL is what my body type would fit. Because you know what I mean? Like, it XL will not cover anything, but a large will get a little tight. You know what I mean? And I have man boobs that I don't want people seeing anyway.
But just that difference, just like in losing one size by going to another continent, that's a big deal.
Yeah, you know? but that's the thing is like people that some of my friends that came to visit, they're like, Danny, you lost weight, and so I haven't weighed myself recently, but the last time I measured myself, I lost about 15 kilos, which is about 35 pounds ish. I'm assuming
that's a lot,
right? And so that's cool. You know, do I feel healthier? Not really.
It's because you're walking more, right?
Yeah.
In LA especially, it's a car culture.
Yeah.
At least it was for us and for our friends. Everyone has a car.
Yeah.
Right? And so in Korea, you don't necessarily need one.
Yeah.
My wife and I had a car when we first got married, but we never used it. We used it maybe once a week on the weekends, and we kind of forced ourselves to use it sometimes. Yeah. We actually sold it so we can, put that money towards my film. So we don't have a car anymore. But, honestly, we never really needed it. So we're forced to walk more in Seoul. And I know, and people, especially when our friends visit, I always notice that they're forced to walk as well. So whether or not they're taking taxis or there's still more walking involved. And I think that a lot of people might not understand what we're talking about. But in LA, we would go weeks sometimes without walking very far distance.
Yeah, this is how, okay, guys. I mean, I might be the extreme when it comes to that, but back home, there was a Taco Bell across the street.
I remember that one, yeah.
I would get in my car and drive to the drive-thru as opposed to walking across the street. Now, you might say, Danny, you're being a lazy ass, but it's because...
Danny, you're being a lazy ass.
But it was because I didn't want to deal with many people. I didn't want to see people on the street or whatever. I just wanted to get in an air-conditioned car and just have one interaction, which is the person giving me the food. Okay. And they want to be like, what kind of sauce do you want, sir? And I'd be like, fire, Holmes. And they, so that's all I wanted, right?
Right.
But here, like you said, that's how I really lost weight. I didn't join a gym or whatever. I just walked, I would say on average about 5 miles a day.
When you first got it.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. Yeah. Like, when I lived in LA, I would do that too. I would get in my car and literally go across the street to, a Yoshinoya or 7-Eleven, and then I drive right back.
Yeah.
I was kind of overweight too. I mean, I wasn't as bad as you were, but like
F you?
But I didn't realize till I got to Seoul that I was kind of overweight. But I started to shed that weight really fast. I remember when I first got here, I was not only walking more, but I think in the first year I was having financial troubles. And to a point where I couldn't even afford to take the bus. So I was walking to like Gangnam from Itaewon and back, like over the bridges and stuff.
Wow. That's a walk, dude.
Yeah, so on top of that, I'm a runner. So I would run a lot to the top of Namsan and back. Sometimes I would go out. I remember my first marathon in Korea was my first birthday in Korea. I went out for an easy run. But my whole thing is, like, if I'm not tired, I always say I'm going to do 10K at least. But if I get to 10K and I feel great, I keep going. But often the case, I always ran at least 10 miles. These days, like, I don't run as much because I'm just disappearing. Thinner. But at the peak, I was running like 50K runs.
Yeah,
which is like that's more than a marathon.
Yeah, you are, okay, when we lived back in LA, you did something, and I was like, why would you do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so basically, you had friends drop you off in San Diego, and then you and a friend ran from San Diego to LA in a very Forrest Gump Choi style, like, and you ran, it took you like 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, 3.5 days.
3.5 days, which is like, what, 130 miles?
30 miles. But, yeah, about 100 miles, I would say, like a marathon a day, something like that.
And I was like, what? I'm tired driving to San Diego from LA. You know what I mean? Like, I need a nap after I drive, was it 2 hours, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, in Korea, I will say, though, my fear, I have more of a fear of running here because the pollution's bad in LA, but here I feel like it's even worse.
Yeah.
Plus they have those seasons of yellow dust and stuff like that. So I tend to try to gauge the days that are safer to run by those like apps you can check to see how the air is. And if it's a good day, then, I'll go for like a longer run. Some weeks you'll get like consecutive bad days.
Yeah.
So that can put a dampening on your running schedule or your outdoor. And
obviously, you can't run with a mask. That's impossible.
Well, you can. I've seen people do that, but for me, I can't do it.
Yeah, it feels like it's like a very weak person trying to strangle you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, what?
What's that? That reminds me of that joke.
Yeah, I forget someone or someone said like a turtleneck is like a very weak child trying to choke you out.
Oh yeah, for people that don't like to wear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but dude, you ran so much, and then you've described this thing called the runner's high to me. I was like, I have no idea what that is.
In Korean, it's 뛰는 높아.
That's so bad, dude. That's so bad.
뛰는 높이? I don't know. Oh man.
No, but I'm like, yo, what is that? Because to me, I want you to describe it. For me, do you have to like hit a certain level of skill or whatever, or not skill, but like not distance, but like some sort of groove where you're like, oh wow, this feels great. Because to me, the last time I really ran was when I was a kid and there was an ice cream truck down the block. That was the only time I ran, And then like I did some sports, I played basketball up until high school, but.
Yeah, I mean, the runner's high is specific to each person. For me, I tend to get it in the same places. It also same distances and also weather-wise. Like, I get that runner's high the most when it's misty outside. It's cool. It's not too hot around mile 8. And then I get another kick around mile 12. And then at mile 18, stuff like that. Like, I can almost gauge when I'm going to experience it. That's when I was running often and every day. And so when you're running a lot and you know your body and how it's going to react, that's a good thing. So
it's funny because when you said you're gonna get the high at around mile 8, all that said to me was, I'm never gonna get a runner's high. Never, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really happen. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's different for everyone else, but. That's funny.
The other thing I see a lot is, in LA, I see people like hiking like Runyon Canyon or whatever.
Yeah.
But in Korea, the hiking game is it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's like 할머니s and 할아버지s and 아저씨s and 아줌mas decked out in expensive gear. Or I don't know if it's expensive, but they're just decked from head to toe.
Right.
In like hiking gear.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're just going to the top of some stairs. It feels like that way sometimes. Yeah. Not to make fun of those people, but when I first moved to Korea, it felt like that because I was like, hey, where's the mountain? It's just kind of like...
and they have the walking sticks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I would go hiking sometimes not far from Seoul where there were just hills. And it wasn't like many miles to the top.
Right.
But people would be decked out in that. And And at first, I kind of judged and maybe mocked, in my inner dialogue.
Yeah. Whoa there, Sir Edmund Hillary.
No, but now that I think about it, I kind of respect and admire people that do that, especially because they're older in age. And now that I'm in my 40s, like I feel like, I shouldn't have made fun of those people.
Because you want to get some hiking gear too now? Yeah. Is that what it is? No, but like, like when I see Runyon, and obviously it's a different climate or whatever, I guess, but when people go up Runyon, it's like they're in like, like a training bra and like short shorts or like, jogging shorts. Mm-hmm. And here I see old people decked out like they're really going to climb a mountain. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, aren't you hot? But I guess they're not because, and the other thing is they wear that same outfit when they go traveling.
Oh, yeah.
Outside the country. So like if you go to the airports,
backpacking,
you'll see them, you'd be like, where y'all going? And they're like, we're going to Hong Kong. I'm like, there are not that many hills up there. You're like, what are you doing over there, right?
It kind of makes them a walking target.
Yeah.
To like, if you go to an unsafe country, that makes me kind of fearful.
They're just like,
for them.
There they are, the Koreans. But those ajumas and ajashis, when they go hiking on probably like a little bit steeper, bigger hills or mountains or whatever, they always have food and snacks.
Yeah.
That they are willing to share with most people around, right?
And I've actually seen them drinking makgeolli and soju at the top of some of these hills and mountains. So I think that's cool,
Yeah.
At first I used to mock it, but now I actually kind of admire it. And I hope I'm the same when I'm their age. Well, I'm kind of that age now. I think it's ready for me. I'm ready to buy some hiking gear.
Let's get you some large, right? You're a large, you're right. Large XL. Let's go get you some.
Well, when I go to the hangang too, I see people, ajumas and ajashis wearing that stuff. I think what it is when Koreans get involved in any kind of hobby, physical hobby, they're really good. They go gung ho, and they can be, and I mean they can be in the States too, back home.
Right.
And, people go gung ho about everything. Here, I think it's just more prominent because you see it more often, and once it becomes trendy, it just catches on. Right. One ajumma tells one, then they all know for some.
Yeah, right? they go big, Daniel Ma, Bobby Ma. There's a sale on whatever. Like dry fit clothes, and you're like, what? Let's go get it.
Business idea.
Hiking is a good exercise. You know what I mean?
Like, it is, yeah. Anything, walking and all that stuff is great. And being forced to do that when you or me first moved here, for me, also, I want to say, I walked a lot also because I was afraid of like the bus systems. I was afraid to get on buses.
Like, because you would get lost?
I thought I would get lost. I wouldn't know when to get off. That was like a real fear I had. So sometimes I would have to go somewhere where there was only bus access there and no train access. I would every time, 100%, have to go early and walk to certain places. Wow. Just because I was afraid of the bus. So it would just add, some more exercise to my life. But it helped me keep in shape. Yeah. So and I lived on top of that crazy hill.
Oh yeah, the first place you lived. Now, if you did live there now, I'm sure I would be able to. How do you say? It wouldn't be too tough for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But so Bobby, when he first got here, he lived on this place in Itaewon where it was like. You had to, from the main road, you had to go up
You had to hike.
2 hills, right?
Yeah.
And when I first visited, again, I'm the guy that drives across the street, right? So you're like, oh yeah, it's up here. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, dude. So when I walk up hills, I'm very goal oriented. I see the top and I go, that is my destination, right? So I'm focusing on the top of the first hill. Did not know that there was a second hill, right? So I get up, kind of laboring, sweating like I am now. And then I get to the first hill, and you're like, oh, now we have to make a right and go up this hill. And I said, why? Right? And then I was crashing with you, right? So every day I would have to go up this hill and down.
Well, that was just when you visit for like 2 weeks at a time. This is my everyday life.
I know. I was like, what?
It would be the worst if I left my house, got all the way down to the train station, and I'd be like, oh no, I forgot something.
And
I'd have to run up, with my backpack on and stuff. That was the worst.
Yeah.
Like, you get up that first hill. That's why Korean swear words, like, really stuck with me. So we'll get to that first hill. I'd see the second one. I'd be like, It started with all my favorite Korean
all my
swear words.
No, but then the other funny thing is I saw girls walking up and down in high heels.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, all the time.
Killing us. They were killing us. They were way faster than us. I'm like, what?
I saw, there was like these 할머니es that lived on top of that hill. I think one time I saw a harmony's calves, and I was like, dang, this harmony got some calves.
She could dunk. You know what I mean? She got some like dunkers calves. The other thing I noticed about Korea is that you see a lot of that public exercise equipment.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like everywhere, parks.
Parks on hiking trails in Namsan.
There's a lot,
especially. You get to certain sections and they have an area for the spinning thing. Like what do you call it? I don't know what you call them because none of them are specific exercise equipment machines that we're aware of, like that we've ever seen before.
I feel like one of them is like a big wheel. It's like you're training to become a big bus driver that's trying to make U-turns, right? Right? So it's like it's like a giant wheel,
with the handle.
Yeah, I'm like, what does that do? I don't know. Matter of fact, the question is, I'm sure it's better than nothing.
Oh yeah,
but I'm curious if, like, let's say you spent an hour or two there, I mean, there's like the shoulder press machine or whatever, but that uses your own body weight to press up and stuff. Like, I wonder,
you sit on it and then you pull it up and then your whole body moves up with it, right? I know that one you're talking about.
Yeah, so I'm like, I wonder if if you worked out there, you didn't go to a gym, you know what I mean? There's no bench pressing going on. If you worked out there, would you get fit?
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Of course.
Absolutely. And so, but some of it just does seem kind of arbitrary.
Right.
And they have the one where I feel like it helps you twist and turn. Like you're doing the chubby checker.
The chubby checker. Let's do the twist. So there's some machines I'm like, what is this for? You know?
They actually also have bench pressing. You can bench press. It only has like 15 pounds on it, maybe. Yeah. Or 20 pounds at most. Yeah. And it has a bar which helps you in case you can't do it. Like a spotter. Basically. If you're there alone, you won't hurt yourself.
Right.
So they have that. They have the sit-up machines. Or not machines. It's just
there's a bar. There's an incline.
Inclined thing you can lay it down on. Yeah. They have variations of those.
Right.
They have the classic pull-up bars as well for different heights. Every now and then when I'm on my run, I'll stop at that and I'll do my 2 pull-ups. I'll be on my way.
That's it for the week, right?
But I like at Namsan, I tried it a couple times because they have a natural water fountain well kind of thing where you see people filling their water bottles and stuff. At first I was a little suspect, like, I'm not going to drink out of that. Yeah. It just seems a little too possibly unsanitary. But the times I did try it, it's really refreshing water. Yeah. Especially if it's like the cool season. Right. And you're super hot and running and you need some water. They have fountains, of course, in certain places. But if you see those things, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they have like a little ladle that you can just drink out of. Or you can bring a water bottle.
A ladle, right? The ladle thing, there's like a plastic thing there. Yeah. It's like tied to a rubber band.
So no one could steal it, right? Like the security of the No, but like I've seen it. I have yet to drink out of there, but I'm told that it is refreshing and it's delicious water.
Yeah, it is. I will attest to that. Yeah. And I've seen at times during like monsoon season they put up signs when not to drink it because you're not supposed to drink it during certain seasons or certain times, or if they know it's contaminated. So
I believe the Korean word for that is yaksuto.
Okay, I don't know. Yaksuto sounds like promise hair.
약속 and 털. That's what you... Wow, that's bad, dude.
That's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh man.
But now going into more stuff that like you'd have to, it costs money. Now we went over kind of like free stuff, you know what I mean? Just walking, running, hiking, whatever. But now it goes into like gym.
Joining a gym.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we got our physical education.
Right.
Our PE.
Our PE.
And yeah, in the States, like everyone has, what kind of plan do you have?
Right.
Like we talk about, what's your monthly plan? You have LA Fitness, you have like, right. And so here, I don't have a plan, but I know a lot of people do. And in general, it's a lot more expensive than it is back in the States. And that's what kind of made me decide not to get a plan. Because it was just like the added cost was just too much.
Yeah. And for those that are living in Korea that don't speak it well, they don't call it the gym. They call it 헬스.
헬스?
It's basically they're trying to say the word health.
Okay.
But they call it 헬스.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what they call it. And then and I was walking. I didn't know it was a gym. And then this is when I didn't have a job. I still really don't have a job. But like it said like 100,000 won.
Yeah.
And then it said PT. So I thought, oh, this is a high paying part-time job, right? And I walk in and no, PT stands for personal trainer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's another thing that you're like, oh, that's what that is. I haven't been inside a gym like a Hollywood, whatever, LA Fitness in...
So you didn't have a monthly plan back home?
And when I used to be a consultant, my job would pay for it.
Yeah.
But I still didn't go.
You still didn't go?
No.
Okay. But it was also part of your comedy act, right?
I mean, dude, my agent told me, like, don't lose too much weight because fat is funny. And I was like, you know, I got to do it for my career.
Which is incredibly unhealthy, unsafe. And yeah, that's so selfish of him. Or her. Yeah,
but you know, I mean, that person was right, dude. I was getting so many commercials for being like a fat guy.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you getting a lot of Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, I can't even do that anymore.
Right.
I'm clearly skinnier than him now.
Right.
You know, so you know, what are you gonna do?
Oh no, you got Kim Jong Il.
Yes,
then,
the father. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I played the son in a video game.
The son, Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you both have gout.
Yes.
What are the chances?
Very high, actually.
Yeah.
for
people with obesity.
Yeah.
And I have gout too.
Yeah, but you're not obese. So that's why when you got gout, you're one of my closest friends in Korea. And I was a little bit saddened that you got gout. But a part of me was also happy. Because now I'd be like, see, it's not a fat person thing, right? Bobby is skinny, you know?
Back in the States, they have a lot of CrossFit, right?
Yes.
Because I was pretty sure when I left the States, CrossFit was a thing. And when I got to Korea, it didn't become... Like, I remember when there was one CrossFit. And some people would talk about it. I knew of some people that were members of that gym.
Right.
After a while, it just like spread like wildfire.
Right.
And like a lot of people know what CrossFit is now. I know a lot of people do that. Yoga studios.
Pilates.
Yeah. They do those, what do you call it with the, you hang from...
They call it, well, I heard it being called flying yoga.
Flying yoga,
yeah.
Right.
There ain't nobody flying. They're just hanging from, they're like in a cocoon, like, no, basically, okay. It's like Cirque du Soleil stuff, right? But, you know, not as impressive.
Well, I mean, Koreans are keeping in shape in many ways,
right.
You know. And even for us back in the States, I remember growing up, there was always taekwondo places, dojangs, and... is that right, dojangs?
Yeah, dojang, yes.
Okay, and like karate places, you know, like martial arts basically.
Yeah.
Here they have UFC gyms.
Yep.
Right? They have taekwondo, but mostly for kids, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong about that.
I mean, I think the Taekwondo it's for the younger kids as well as like people that want to become like Taekwondo athletes, like go to the Olympics and stuff. You know what I mean? There's actual colleges that's their major. Their major is like physical education with the emphasis in Taekwondo or stuff like that.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like, it is a Korean sport.
I mean, the thing about CrossFit, like, it's great and all, but every now and again, like, I'll see it on, like, ESPN, like, the sports channels, and I'm like...
They do CrossFit on the sports channels?
Yeah, like, there's a competition, right?
Right.
And I'm like, well, CrossFit isn't a sport. I'm not saying it's not hard, you know what I mean? But it's not a sport. It's just seeing people work out timed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
a new thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than, curling, I feel like.
Right.
For the person.
Right. But here's the thing. Curling has defense.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
You're right. CrossFit, they don't got defense. It's just who can do... crazy exercise. Like if I watch, look, I've seen there is a CrossFit gym right next to my house in Jincheon, right? So every afternoon when I wake up for my morning or my afternoon cigarette, right, I see those fools running around the block. And then they're going up to the gym, and they got to do whatever thing, and then they have to go back and whatever they're...
I see them running in my neighborhood as well.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, okay, cool. I'm smoking a cigarette, just judging them, But again... For anyone that does CrossFit, it's not that I'm saying that it's easy. It's difficult. I can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not a sport, so relax. You know what I mean? It's a workout thing. You know what I mean?
We have a friend that has a gym, or he does his own program, right? Brian Ju is really big into CrossFit. I know the reason why I know about all those competitions is he goes to those.
Right.
Right, and so... Shout out to Brian Ju and
does he sing at the halftime or something, or like does he compete as well? I don't know if he does or not.
I don't know actually, to be honest. I've never done CrossFit myself. I've seen the stuff they've done, and every now and then I'll look in to see what they're doing, and people post stuff on their social media, and it looks like stuff that I wouldn't be able to do. Yeah,
100 burpees, and then it's like a. To me, I look at their workout regimen, and from afar, it looks like a shopping list.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like 10 of these, 5 of those. You know what I mean? Like,
well, for me, I'll stick with. I like the running. I think running you can do basically till you're in your 90s, right? And so I figure I'll stick with that. That and diet. Yes, I will say, which has become a big part of my life now. Now that I'm a vegan, I've been a vegan almost a year now. I think that has a lot to do with my staying in shape. I would say I've lost a lot of fat because I'm not consuming as much fat anymore. Yeah, so. I mean,
okay, I took a class in college. It was an easy A class, but it was called Diet and Exercise. Was it Phi Psi 5? That was what it was called. But it was Diet and Exercise, and the first thing the professor said was, if you just want to lose weight, then working out's not going to do it. It's diet is more important than working out. If it's just about losing weight. Now, in terms of being healthy or whatever, then you have to do a mixture of both. Yeah. The reason why I didn't pay attention was because the professor was fat. And he was teaching a class on diet and exercise. Yeah. And I was like, I just need to not do what you do, bro, and it'll be fine, right? Like,
well, in Korea, Koreans, they diet, right? I'm not... For me, being vegan in Korea is very difficult, but I know there are Korean vegans. Right. It's very hard to seek them out. There are some Facebook groups. I don't know about the Korean ones, but they have, like, Weguk.
Foreigner,
Foreigner vegan groups, vegetarian groups, and so I joined that, and it helps me kind of figure out places. In my neighborhood alone, there's 3 vegan bakeries that popped up. Wow. So I've been able to meet some other vegans that are Korean, and I know it's getting more and more popular. I don't know at what rate it's getting popular, but for me, every time something new opens up, I get very excited.
Right.
And when I went to Jeju-do, I was able to find a vegan place every day that I could go to and, you know, and meet the owners and stuff like that. So
that's awesome. I mean, like, in the beginning, I know you had a hard time because for the most part, sometimes you couldn't even eat kimchi because
of
the shrimp
shrimp paste
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, you know, obviously messed you up because
I'm starting to I have an allergy to it as well.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean the big problem was when I first became a vegan, a lot of places didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
So I would just have to say I'm 채식주의자,
which means vegetarian.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus I don't eat dairy basically.
Yeah.
I don't have dairy, and I'm forgetting what the difference is from vegetarians and vegans.
Any product that comes from an animal, right? So
except I consume honey.
Okay.
You know, like hardcore vegans don't consume honey. And so, but I don't eat milk, cheese. But also because I have gout, I cut out certain foods too and certain vegetables. Yeah. So I have it even worse. So that kind of stinks. When I got here, I tried for 3 months. I did the what do you call it? The paleo diet. Oh yeah. That's basically no bread and no carbs. Yeah, basically it means eat stuff only cavemen ate. Oh, okay, paleo. So meaning like even potatoes didn't exist then. Okay. So I couldn't eat potatoes. That's a weird diet. Did you learn that from a Korean person? Is this a Korean like Koreans are doing paleo diets? No, I learned it from I was encouraged by my friend Kenny. Who was like, let's do it together, bro. Right? But then we couldn't eat rice, but here was the thing though. Okay, we completely cut out bread, and we cut out like pizza, you know, and things like that, or like fried food or whatever. But like even fried chicken, we couldn't eat. You know, we can eat regular like chicken breasts, or even like like the 닭갈비, where you know you just kind of grill it, but not like fried stuff or whatever. So that was all the thing. But given that we're in Korea, we couldn't quit rice completely. Yeah. So we just said we limited to 1 bowl of rice a day. Okay. No. So that was what we did. So that's you guys breaking the rules a little. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then on top of that, I did that and intermittent fasting. Okay. Yeah. So that's. I mean, the walking helped, but I think the intermittent fasting helped me lose the most. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, which is like, whatever your last meal was, you have to wait 16 hours before you eat your next meal. Right. You can eat a lot if you want. Yeah. So diet does count a lot, actually. Right. Come to think of it, you know, because I lost about 30 pounds after becoming vegan. But I was running just as much before I became vegan. Right. So I think less of the physicality of, you know, staying in shape. The diet is also very important. So make sure you eat your veggies and your bran, and you know, get that. You know what? One of the best things about being vegan is I don't have a problem in the bathroom anymore. I'm in and out. If you know what I mean. I know what you mean. Sit down, done. One wipe, and nothing's there. Even when I wipe, and it's just a clean goodbye. Yeah. Every morning. That's great because and I mean for me, you don't as much, but I drink a lot here in Korea. Oh, that will make your bathroom situation look like a Jackson Pollock painting in the toilet, right? So, my goodness. And on that note, I think we'll close this week's episode of What in Seoul. Oh, bathroom humor. I love it. So, guys, if you have any questions or comments, email us at peninsulapod@gmail.com. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks, guys. Today.